Hey guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review, and yeah, I've been away doing some beer judging, which was really cool. I was over at the National Homebrewers, yeah, BJCP event, which was Homebrew UK or something along those lines. I have done judging for this before, like in previous years. It was really, really good. Um, Much amusement ensued, especially in the afternoon. If you look at the video uploaded by, I think it was Malt Miller, because they had some camera guys there, you'll see me appear briefly at the end, and I kind of give a wink to the camera. You know how we roll. But yeah, really fun. Um, the not so fun bit was I had to go up and come back in the same day because the friend I was staying with, hey Jim, if you're there, yeah, his family had COVID or potentially had COVID, and I've got to go back in to hospital. I know, for my my cancer, and yeah, so I couldn't risk it. So yeah, I'll have to catch you at another point. But yeah, traveling up and back in a day, drinking must have been over 30 beers. Oh, and I stopped off. I'd had a couple of beers in the archways coming back. Unwins, check out Unwins of Bristol. They had Wow. They had a lager that they served, that it was a cask lager that they served through a sparkler headed tap, proper northern style. Um, but it was a lager. It was like a German style Keller beer. Uh, yeah, so yeah, really, really well done with that one. Absolutely ridiculous. But I'm back now and I'm thirsty. And on the way home, I picked up, we travelled through Marlborough, not the lights, but the town in Wiltshire, and I picked up a few beers from Ramsbury, who are actually in Marlborough themselves. Apparently, they grow their own barley, and they have like an artisanal source of water. So they use, the provenance of that stuff when you're actually growing barley. I don't think they malt it themselves, and I'm not sure. We'll have a look, but I'm not sure exactly what the hops are. But it's a farmer's best bitter at 3.6% on the ABV. And look at that, it says handcrafted from plough to pint. They won a SEBA award. I haven't actually done any judging for SEBA, but I know people that have. Does it say what the Kennet Valley water it says? It doesn't really say too much. Oh, maybe over here. A classic medium body beer with delicate rounded flavour of dried fruit, malted barley. Simply put, Farmers is a perfect way to go really cloudy and murky and stuff. I haven't got my glasses with me, so you might have to rewind the video. If I put it in front of my face, it might. Is it going to do that? Ah, there we go. Simply put, Farmer's perfect session ale. Better it's brewed sustainably, blah, 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 blah. It has crystal malt in it, I think, but I don't know what the hops are in here. So we shall see. It even got a little white top, which is cool. Sorry, it's yeah, had a bit of problem with the plumbing, and that's what she said. No, I mean as in, yeah, our washing machine um, peed water all over the floor, and that was not good. Right, let me pour this beer, or at least some of the beer, because it is a big bottle. I'm used to the small, wincy little cans, but when you get a bottle, it would be rude not to. Wow, there's hardly any head on this bad boy at all, which is kind of weird. Almost reminds me of the cast. Oh, a little bit of foam in there, but that's kind of what I would call a fingernail's head. Not even worth saying what it is. Right, Farmer's Best. There she blows. Pull that in a bit. And a cheeky grin from me. So I'm going to put that one down. Oh, proper. Like I say, this has been in the fridge definitely over today. Tiny bit of haze, but not too bad, he says, trying to show you. But it is pretty chilled, which is cool. Smells like kind of Goldings, Fuggles, that type of hop, and I'm also getting that caramel. I am getting that dried fruit that it kind of alluded to, but that's kind of that follows with a really traditional bitter style, low in ABV. Life is good. Shimon, cheers to you, whatever you're doing, and yeah, let's see if we get through this one. Oh, malty, little touch of a fruity backbone coming from the hops. I think potentially it's not initially what I thought it was, which was Goldings, but I'm not going to kind of hazard a guess. I get these things wrong unless I kind of know exactly what the hop is. But in this case, yeah, there is that kind of spicy, earthy thing. So maybe there's some Fuggles in there, but who knows? Who knows what that may be? But yeah, getting that caramel note coming through as well. Definitely getting a nice malty tone. I wonder what kind of I wonder what the hops the hops. I wonder what the malts they actually grew to go in here. Because if you've got your own fields and you do them yourself, you can ask whoever malts the beers for the malts for you to go high or low. So you're not going to get any malts that taste like other ones, like Simpsons or Crisp or whoever you use for your maltings, which is yeah, cool. Don't have to go abroad as well to get those things. German maltings. Pardon me. Well, there is a bit of carbonation. Maybe I chilled this a bit too cold. Didn't leave it out for long enough because it is quite cold. So, yeah, maybe it would have been a bit more carbonated if I hadn't chilled it down so much. Yeah, and that's why I'm belching because it's warming up in my tummy and then giving out all that carbon dioxide. Anyway, let's dive in for some more. Really nice bitter. We call this, I guess, a session bitter because it's three and a half. Yeah, 3.6. Oh, and there was a time in in the 80s and kind of into the 90s. But I guess when the 90s took over, the continental lagers took over, and they were all about 5%. But if you go back a bit further, about into the 80s, a lot of the beers, a lot of the lagers, a lot of bitters and stuff were around the 3.5 to 4%. So it's interesting because yeah, when I started kind of drinking and nicking beer off people's dads in the homes and stuff, we were all pretending that we were really drunk on 3% beers. Um, it wasn't until the 90s that things kind of ramped up to 5% with import, like, or they call it export because it was exported here. Um, it was exported from Europe, but imported into the UK, imported even. Yeah, that things kind of went up, and the lagers especially all sitting around 5%. This is before the kind of American craft revolution. Well, maybe it's around the same time over there, but those beers didn't really start coming over to the UK until probably the late 90s into the 2000s, to be honest. Sierra Nevada, for example, things like that. You know, the stronger, hoppier beers. And they were stronger ABV as well. Oh, that's really nice. It's the hoppiness is, or the bitterness, I should say, of this beer is cleaning my palate. So it is reasonably hoppy, but I say that not meaning IPA type or American style IPA type hops. This is bitter hops, more traditional style, especially in the UK. You can imagine having this kind of beer with maybe a Cornish pasty or something similar, a pie, maybe a piece of cheese wrapped in a handkerchief or something like that. And you've got a bottle of this kind of beer. So, lunchtime, you sit on a hay bale or you sit maybe out in the field if you're a farmer, drink one of these, have your pie, have your pasty, eat some cheese, maybe an apple as well. Cut it up with your knife that everyone used to carry knives. Not like today when no one's allowed even to carry like a tiny knife. It's ridiculous the way things are at the moment. But yeah, when you've got beers like this and you're reminiscing about good old times and and friends, some of whom have departed this mortal realm. Um, yeah, happy days. Oh, and happy March as well. We're into spring, so I don't know if you've noticed, but the weather's starting to kind of get a bit better. It was raining the whole of February and half of January. It rained non-stop. It was absolutely crazy. But there are kind of things poking out of the sky. And what are they? It's the sun. The sunshine is definitely coming through. How we're doing? Gone over 10 minutes. Sorry, dear viewer, but hopefully you'll give me a little bit of poetic license, as they say. The other thing I met at the National Homebrew, I think awards or whatever it was called. Ironically, I drank one of the top beers as well on our judging table. We did 2 or 3 different styles. Didn't win, alas. Came, I think it was third. I'll have to double check, but drinking one of the top beers is always good. I mean, last year I drank the best beer in Britain from camera side of things because I was judging on the final table, which was absolutely fantastic. I love doing stuff like that. And now, homebrew wise, I drank the one of the top beers that was being considered for the best homebrewed beer in the UK, which is absolutely fantastic too. Oh, and I bumped into a lady who is actually from down the road. I have had I know of her exploits. She does a podcast with another lady. They're from Canterbury. Um, I will see if I can find out exactly the name of the podcast, and then you can check them out. I have listened, believe it or not, but I bumped into her and I said, oh, "I think I recognise you. Where is it from?" So I kind of said to her, "Hey, do you fancy doing a collab?" Um, really, really kind of cool lady, and really nice to meet people that like beer. Um, yeah, it's amazing this hobby that we have. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Kind of went a bit weird this time, but it's Farmer's Best, and that's by Ramsbury Brewery. Interesting because I live the next town along from here is Ramsgate, so that's another reason why I like that. But Ramsbury Brewery, bought in Marlborough, and that's where they're from. Absolutely fantastic. If you're over in Wiltshire, why not give them a try? Um, if you go to Marlborough as well, there is a pub in Marlborough called the Green Dragon, which I actually loved. Having a bit of a kind of um, pardon me, having a bit of a moment there with the other half because I've been driving like, oh my god, how many hours it would have been? I've been driving for 8 hours. Um, so absolutely nuts. Um, but I don't think I was drinking and driving. Well, I was, but I was only taking a little sip of each beer to do the beer tasting. Don't drink and drive. So I probably only had a few pints, and then had some food and that kind of stuff. So please don't worry about me, dear viewer. I don't break the law. Well, not like that. Um, but yeah, driving across the country, drove past Stonehenge as well on the way back, which was cool. Always nice if you're in Wiltshire to see Salisbury Plain. Avoid the tanks crossing the road, because believe it or not, those pesky tanks and the army guys, I've seen them driving, and I've seen blooming massive helicopters coming down and doing all sorts of stuff. In Salisbury Plain is an interesting place, and you've got Stonehenge and all that kind of stuff too. I should probably end it there because I've been talking nonsense for too long. If you've listened to this whole thing, thank you very much for putting up with me. And you know what? There'll be more fun and hilarity coming up on this channel. So why not subscribe if you haven't done so already? And I'll be back. I'll be back with a beer review, and that'll be coming up real soon.